All right, we are recording. Hello, 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 and welcome to another Game Findings. I think we are on number 9 right now. So we are going to be doing something a little different. We're actually going to be changing it up quite a bit, and hopefully it's a change that you guys are actually going to enjoy. I think for the most part, I need to change it up, mainly because I keep getting copyright striked by showing a lot of the trailers that's happening. And a lot of the trailers have like copyrighted music and things like that. So I'm definitely going to have to swap it up and make the trailers, like chop up the trailers, take out some audio, put in some audio from time to time, but mainly just talk about it, which in two senses, this is going to help me out in multiple ways. One, it's going to help me out with the fact that I can kind of shorten up the videos a little bit. And two, it's going to help me out with the fact that I'm going to gather the information needed. You know, I'm going to tell you guys what the game is, the genre, how many players, and from there, just give my 2 cents in how I feel about the game and what made me want to put it into the video. And then from there, we just essentially, I'll give you guys a little bit of the trailer in the background while we do that. And then from there, we move on to the next one. So it'll shorten up the videos, which is going to be a great thing, essentially. And then from there, I've just figure out if I can improve it or how can I improve it. And then we'll just keep growing from that point on. So again, the way I make these videos is going to be a little different, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. You're not going to probably be seeing or hearing all the trailers, so if you do enjoy the trailers, or if you do or are more curious, then I urge you guys to go look up the games and just check them out yourself. But let's go ahead and get into the first one. Okay, one quick note with the video coming up and the videos in the future is I am not following any script. I am just talking about the game. The only scripts that I will be essentially speaking on is the description of the game, which is the dev notes that the devs leave behind in either the Steam page or if they're not on the Steam page, and other methods, whether it be their website or whatever. So it's going to sound like I'm just ranting. I'm just going to be talking about like what I feel and what appeals to me about the game. So just note that I'm not doing it based off of any script. All right, so this first game is Tenebyss. Tenebyss is a brutal Souls-like extraction adventure game set in a massive dystopian world. Fight alone or in co-op. Dive into dangerous zones for loot and escape before the world kills you. Explore beautiful ruined landscapes and uncover the secrets worth dying for. So this is a Souls-like extraction. I've said it in a video in the past. It seems like extractions is the new trend that's going on, which again, I don't mind whenever developers make the same genre of games, or different developers make the same genre of games. Again, as they always say, competition breeds excellence, which I think that's true to an extent. But when it comes to this, again, you never really know what games of the same type are going to come out and are going to actually be better than ones that have came out before, or ones that are coming out right now. So the really awesome thing about this game is that it does have like a kind of like a PlayStation 1 type feel to it, which I'm digging graphically. And it does look like it stays very true to what, you know, old school Souls-like games kind of are. So whenever you're mixing Souls-like and extractions, I feel like that's a pretty solid recipe, right? And so this game is a single player. It is online PvP and online co-op. There is no release date for it, but definitely if you like it, try to wishlist this game.
The world ended long ago.
All right, so this next game I'm actually extremely excited for. This is a Darkcraft. So Darkcraft is the first MMORPG in the Souls-like genre. Explore an open world filled with ruined castles, forgotten temples, and enemies waiting for their prey. Play solo or with friends, hunt bosses, join guilds, fight other players, and prove your right to reign supreme. Now, I am a massive fan of Souls-like games. I love Souls-like games. They are some of my favorite, mainly because the challenge of a Souls-like game is rewarding once you get it down. You know, I feel like I'm probably not the only one that feels that way. But I mean, I've always been also a massive fan of Minecraft. So, I mean, in general, you put those two things together and you got something, I would hope you have something beautiful, right? So this game, Darkcraft, is definitely going to be that. I'm excited to see how they make it in general, the MMO side of things. I mean, I think the biggest drawbacks of an MMORPG is whenever you add in that PvP element. And if it is a Souls-like game, then normally the PvP element is very unrelenting, is very merciless. So I'm very excited to see how that goes. But this game is, I mean, being an MMO, it's online PvP, online co-op. So I can imagine that it's just going to have a lot of players on a server. And there is currently no release date for it. So definitely check this out if you like it. Now, I do tend to repeat myself on certain things just to kind of emphasize stuff about me. So if you know anything about me or if you ever followed any of my content before, you would know that I absolutely love stop motion and claymation styled games. Like they're, to me, they've been something that I enjoy in movies and shows. I don't know what it is about it. I'm very much an artist at heart. So this game really spoke to me a lot. So this is Mutter, and this is one I just came across recently, actually. So in midst of war, a far more personal horror takes root at home. Your mother is becoming a monster. Survive, uncover the truth, and navigate a heartbreaking bond in this unique stop-motion narrative horror adventure. Now, I'm very curious on how. It looks like it's going to be a lot of like puzzling aspects of certain things in this, which, I mean, again, I'm freaking sold. I was sold over the fact that it was already a claymation game. But with this one, I don't believe that it is a specifically handmade claymation game. I think it's more of a just like kind of like a skinned claymation game, which again, nothing wrong with it. I just love the fact that they're actually utilizing that art style. But yeah, in general, it's just super, super nice to see these games, especially because there's been a lot that have been coming out recently. So this game is a single player game and it has no current release dates, but it is labeled as a horror atmospheric single player game. So again, do check it out if you enjoy.
The hideout is on fire. Celestials. Master, they must be after the researcher.
Could be.
And on to the next one. This next one is called Godslayer. And this one is, I want to say I have high hopes for, but I'm also, I mean, I've been playing games for such a long time. I know that the moment I get my hopes up for games such as this, sometimes my hopes just take my mind a little too far to where it's just at a level where I just am not going to be pleased whenever I actually get the actual game. Now, the main reason that this game specifically is one that I'm very, very excited to see happen is because I'm a massive fan of Avatar the Last Airbender. And if there was ever a game that was going to be you know, an Avatar game, this one truly seems to be it. So I really hope that they deliver. Honestly, more than anything, I hope that they deliver. Even if it turns out to be kind of like a game where it more so showcases what can be done within this genre of gaming or within modern day gaming, and you know, somebody keeps progressing with it and we start to get better and better games that make you feel like you're actually in the world of these things that we grew up loving, then I'm, again, super, super happy with it. So this is Godslayer. Enter an Eastern-inspired steampunk metropolis where gods known as Celestials reign with a divine fist. In this open-world RPG, you are an Elementor who refuses to bow. Fused with elemental powers and a heart of vengeance, you will dethrone them all. You will rise to be the Godslayer. Now, again, this is an open-world RPG. It is a single-player game. I feel like it would be hard to make it anything more than single player, and there is no current release date. Okay, next game, Pirate Panic. Now this game is, I mean, pretty much what most of these sea or ocean games tend to be whenever they come out. I mean, it's very similar to Sea of Thieves, from what I can tell right now. Very much exciting looking. I mean, I love Sea of Thieves, so if you give me something close to that, then I'm cool with that. I will say I can't imagine it's going to have the depth that Sea of Thieves does, because I mean Sea of Thieves was made by such a massive company. But I'm absolutely excited to see where they go with it, and maybe if they even prove me wrong. So Pirate Panic, you are a drunken pirate exploring the seas with a very unstable physic boat. I don't know if that's just me or if that just doesn't make sense. And your movement affects its balance. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. Find treasure using paper maps and haul it across treacherous oceans in your pirate quest for riches. 1 to 4 players, and yes, the treasure will fall on the way back. Sorry. So that does bring in a new aspect to it all. Essentially, you're gonna have so much craziness happening, and you got to try to make sure that your treasure doesn't fall out the boat, which is realistic if you really think about it. So that's really cool. I did not see that whenever I was looking up this game, but that's super exciting. So Pirate Panic is a single and an online cooperative game. It is just an open world physics-based game, and it will be released to be announced. No release date just yet. This is BUS, which stands for Bro, You Survived. Now, amongst the ocean of these party games, or like these family-styled party games, you have games like Overcooked, Moving Together, or something like that. That's like the moving games and whatnot. This one actually really appealed to me because I feel like it does bring in a lot other aspects to it. Because it does seem like you're going to have like that party-styled gameplay to it, but also it seems like you're going to be crafting stuff and doing other things, which is awesome. I freaking love crafting games. But it also seems like you're going to have puzzles and everything in there. So overall, this just seems like a dream for party games. So this is BUS. Ride through the apocalypse with your friends. BUS, Bro, You Survived is a co-op story-driven adventure featuring your very own BUS. Fight zombies, gather resources, help other survivors, and solve puzzles. You can uncover the truth about the beginning of the epidemic and decide the fate of the island. Question mark. Hey, you decide the fate of the island. which is really cool that it's going to have a story behind it. It gives you something to kind of work towards, because most of these party games, you just kind of do a stage, you go to the next stage, you go to the next stage, until eventually you're just out of stages, which, again, I love something that has an ending and something that you're playing towards accomplishing. So this is a single-player game. It's an action-adventure, which is what it's labeled as, with crafting elements to it. And its release date is set for 2026. Nothing further than that. So this next game is Wayward Realms. I'm gonna start with the summary of the game because it sounds very, very promising. Under the direction of Ted Peterson and Julian LaFay, lead developers of the team behind the original Elder Scrolls, Arena, and Daggerfall, Once Lost Games is creating a new open-world fantasy RPG where choice and consequences are experienced on a scale never attempted before. So, I mean, that's big promise. I can't say I'm the biggest fan of games where it's really choice-based, mainly because it tends to be like a lot of dialogue, and I tend to get bored very quickly when that happens. I mean, people are going to come for me. I will admit that Baldur's Gate 3 is an amazing, incredible game, but I have just not been anywhere near close to finishing it, right? But in general, like this really, I loved,
Must be another way in.
damn, what the hell was that game? Elder Scrolls, Skyrim. I loved Skyrim. Skyrim was great, and this seems more up that alley. This doesn't seem very similar to Baldur's Gate, aside from maybe how everything changes with the choices that you make, which is really, really heavy on that. So if they're trying to do it on a scale never attempted before, then I mean, I can only imagine that people who are massive fans of like Elder Scroll and games like that are going to be screaming whenever this game releases. So this is an open world RPG. It is a single player game, and so far there is no release date to it.
Combat. Of course. Sometimes that might not be enough.
So I do think it's a little entertaining whenever you have so many different games that even before they're released, they start to get games that seem so much similar to them. So this was one of them that whenever I ran across, I was like, man, I feel like I've talked about this game before, and I feel like I've seen this game before, but I don't remember it being called this. But it was another game that I was thinking of called Sands, which Sands, I'm pretty sure I've covered it in a video before. Is more of like a Rust style game where you're on a moving base and you and your friends are defending this base and moving around while you have other people around the world trying to do the same essentially. But this is actually different. So this is Canyons. Canyons is a third-person action shooter set in procedurally generated world. Fight mysterious awakened alone or in co-op up to 4 players. Command giant crawlers, build your haven, and survive a brutal living world. So this doesn't seem to be, or I mean, it's obviously not going to be a more PvP style thing like I believe Sand is, but this is more up my alley because, again, like I said, I'm not the biggest competitive person, but fighting hordes of enemies whenever you're building up a base and you're trying to just survive to get to hopefully what there will be is an end is always something I absolutely love to do. I mean, again, I've played through quite a few of these survival crafting games in the past, and I always look forward to others that are coming out. So this is considered itself a looter shooter, and again, it's just going to be what I imagine, open world. Let's see, it is single player and co-op. And so far, there is no release date.
World, a new power has risen. The Order of the Divided Cross. No one knows where the Awakened came from, but their power grows. Only the warriors of the Order and their faith can save what remains.
Welcome aboard, Throne.
Hey! Listen!
So this next game is Skarven. Fallow fields birth strange lives, battle botanical abominations and fanatical militant cult as you journey through dark and disoriented visions of Danish countryside. Experience deep lore, thick atmosphere, and razor-sharp mechanics in this raw yet refined classical narrative FPS. There we go. Now we got it. So the trailer for this game doesn't really give you too much on it. It looks like it's going to be a single or just a solid FPS. I love the art behind it. I love the graphics behind it. It definitely makes it feel like it has a pretty unique world. It's labeled as a story-rich game, so I definitely love a solid story behind it. But I feel like we don't get a lot of single-player FPS games, and I'm super excited for another one because they definitely need to give us some more to feed some of us FPS fanatics. This game is a single-player game and no release date. All right, well, that is going to end the list for today. So if you enjoy this format, then please let me know. If there's some things that you want me to change, then I'm more than happy to hear it out. Again, the reason that I changed up the format and will possibly keep changing up the format is just to try to jump hoops because, again, I understand the reasons why all of these implementations for some of the regulations that they have exist, is so you're not just sitting here being lazy about it, propping, trailers and not really giving anything back to it. But it does make it a little harder because then I have to really start to do a lot more editing with the videos, which is just a gripe on my part. Again, it's nothing against anybody. It's just me being a little lazy. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this format, and hopefully y'all just keep watching everything that comes out. Again, I'm just trying to really share some new games and games that are upcoming. And also just note, again, I'm going to put it in the beginning of the video, but I am not like writing scripts down for this. I'm kind of just going on a whim. The trailers aren't like my first reaction to them. I have seen a little bit of them, but I try not to look too much and have a bit of a reaction and the things that I look forward to. So if I'm still stumbling on words and it just doesn't seem like I know what the hell I'm talking about, it's because I'm not following anything. I'm just going straight off the dome. So hopefully you guys enjoy, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next one.